welcome back today again to another episode of Be Conscious Coach Arena, where we talk about children, childhood, parenting tips, and everything related to taking care and nurturing healthy children. We were talking about a topic the other time, sibling rivalries, where I talked about how it is being managed. But today I'm going to talk more on how it affects and it causes disadvantage in the family. Sibling rivalry, the negative part of it. Now, sibling rivalry is the hidden wall within the family walls where people, they don't talk about it. They always go zip on it. But here I am talking about it today, how it is going to be rectified and organized. Now let's go. Where love should have united, comparison can divide. In the silence of childhood pain, destiny can sometimes be delayed. What does this mean? Sibling rivalry is one of the oldest forms of conflict in family. Subdued, yet deeply and destructive. It often begins not from the children themselves, but from the unseen seeds sowed by parental behaviors, like comparison, emotional imbalance, inferiority complex. While it might appear as innocent, competition over time, it grows into resentment, insecurity, and even generational cause of broken relationship. It can be as deep as that. When parents become the unconscious type, when they become the unconscious people that they are supposed to be, it leads to this. Because many parents do not realize that their words and action can shape how children see themselves and each other's. When one child is constantly praised and the other is criticized or compared, it becomes a poison. Like statements like, why can't you be like your brother, or why can't she be a responsible one? Unconsciously, you are building the walls of division. You might think you are saying it to boost and inspire them, but indirectly you are building the wall of division. Now, favoritism, whether emotionally, materially, or even spiritually. Communicate to the child that love most, hence not given freely. This creates competition for affection, and what could have been a bond of unity becomes a silent battlefield for approval. When you communicate those things, they see it as a place for a battlefield for competition. The scar of comparison are deep or deeper than those of correction. They wound the soul's sense of worth. Yes, they wound the soul's sense of worth. What are the psychological effects of sibling rivalry? Sibling rivalry can lead to so many things, especially when fueled by parental comparison. It breeds deep emotional trauma that is carried into adulthood. It leads to low self-esteem. The less favored child grows up feeling inadequate, feeling unseen, and feeling of unworthy to be loved. It leads to insecurity and jealousy. The child learns to measure their self-worth through others. Achievement leading to long-time envy and self-doubt of themselves. They no longer believe in themselves or see good things about themselves. Emotional repressions. Many of these children learn to hide their pain, leading to anxiety, depression, and anger issues. Yes, it can be as deep as that. Now, it also leads to distorted relationship. What does this mean? Future friendship or marriage may mirror the same competition, distrust, or validation seeking partners from childhood. In extreme cases, the psychological rivalry manifests as sabotage, manipulation, or emotional withdrawal, even between adults who have forgotten the origin of this pain. Yes, it can go as deep as that. Other things it does is also go as affecting the spiritual effects. It goes deeper into the spiritual part of their life. From a spiritual perspective, let's go. Sibling rivalry is not just emotional. It creates energetic disconnection and karmic imbalance within the family. When I say karmic, reputation. When parents unconsciously favors one child, they open doors for bitter energy. Yes, bitter energy, which blocks the flow of blessings in the family. It also opens doors for generational discomfort. This gives pattern in the repetition of generational causes or generational things, because unconsciously they are not healed. It also leads to destiny delay. Siblings are spiritually connected. Hatred and jealousy can limit divine flow and collective elevation. People that are supposed to work in hand are now divided. It limits their what? Elevation. It also leads to loss of harmony. Families are meant to operate as one spiritual body. Now, the rivalry breaks the sacred alignment. So this also leads to what? Bringing the family down. The family tree is going down. When envy enters a home, angel of peace disappears automatically. Now, the physical and behavioral effect of sibling rivalry. The body keeps the score. Long-term sibling rivalry can manifest in stress-related illness like headache, ulcer, hypertension from internal anger or rejection. Yes, it can lead to hypertension from internal anger and rejection. Sometimes they are not able to pour out their aggression based on the fact that they are still very small. They can't even express themselves. Now, it also leads to aggression or rebellious behavior in children who feels unseen. Additionally, it leads to what? Escapism or coping mechanism. They want to escape, or they want to make a way of looking for how to cope for that situation. Now, it also leads to withdrawal and isolation, leading to poor social skills and fear of failure in the future. The rivalry becomes a silent illness, not easily diagnosed, but deeply felt in the heart and in the home. Yes, it's a sin. It's a sin of the heart. It's so painful inwardly because it is not something you see physically. Healing and rectification occur when family begins to restore the harmony in the home. Sibling rivalry begins not with the children, but with the parents themselves, and as they have been conscious of themselves. How do they go about it? Number one, acknowledge and heal the roots. The root of this, you have to acknowledge and heal it. Like I was saying, it has a lot of effects. I've analyzed the spiritual effect, I've analyzed the emotional and the psychological effects. Now let's go for the physical effect of sibling rivalries. What are the things you see? How you're going to know that it's actually affecting these children? And I believe no sane human wants to nurture a child that is not healthy. So the body keeps scores of this record of every of this rivalry. So long-term sibling rivalry can manifest into this kind of formats: stress-related illness like headache, constant headache, ulcer, in fact into hypertension from internal organs that they usually have for themselves, and the rejection they usually face. They tend to have hypertension and the rest, and people don't usually notice it comes from that angle. Then it can also lead to aggression and rebellious behavior in children who feels unseen. Additionally, it leads to escapism or addiction as a coping mechanism. They want to cope, so they tend to go into addiction of substances. Withdrawal and isolation can also lead to poor social skills and fear of failure. The rivalry can become a very silent illness if not well taken care of, because it's not easily recognized but deeply felt in the heart and at home. Parents need to be conscious. This is why we actually always say that you need to be a conscious parent. You need to be aware. You need to be conscious. You need to be around. You need to make children feel seen. How do you heal? Restoring harmony in the family. How is this going to be done? How do you go about this? Healing sibling rivalry begins not with the children, but with the parents' self-awareness. With your self-awareness and being cautious, healing has started. Now, number one, acknowledge and heal the roots. You had a root, you need to acknowledge and heal it. Parents must consciously or courageously reflect: have I compared or favored or emotionally neglected one child than the other? Healing starts with you acknowledging and sincerely apologizing to that child, no matter their age, nor cry for fairness and validation, no matter how little they have. Make sure you apologize sincerely and honestly. Then end comparison. Create or celebrate uniqueness, because all childs are different in every angle. Each child carries a unique soul path and purpose. Parents must consciously speak words that affirm individuality rather than competition. All childs are like stars. I usually mention this several times. They are like stars and they shine differently. The sun and the moon do not compete, yet they shine in their appointed time. Parents should know this, and they are indirectly healing their roots and healing themselves and also healing the children. Balance, attention, and love. I've said it several times. Balance, attention, and love. Create quality times. Create emotional availability. Make them bond together. Share memories that are healing. Love must be shown equally or evenly, not measured by achievements or by connection that you have with an individual child. It should be shown equally and evenly. Teach emotional intelligence. Children you talk with your children as much as you talk with them. They tend to learn things and learn emotions and also learn how to grow themselves. Help children understand their feelings of jealousy or anger without shame. Encourage openness. Encourage conversation rather than silence or punishment. Some parents tend to make their children keep quiet no matter what is paining them in their body. Spiritual realignment. Engage in family prayers. Engage in family vigils. Engage in family meditation. Make sure your children know how to say affirmation that restore unity. Engage in energy healing, forgiveness of each other, symbols or gestures. Look for ways of sharing things with yourself and also praying for each other. These are therapeutic and they are spiritual healing procedure. Now, therapeutic reconciliation now. Family therapy or counseling can help heal old wounds. Even adult siblings can start again by expressing the truth without blame, without feeling shame, without feeling guilty, without feeling resentment for each other. Forgiveness does not erase the past. It cleans the path forward. Parents need to know this and know peace. Adult children need to know this and have peace. It doesn't erase the past, but it clears the way forward. Parental consciousness, I will still say that you need to be a conscious parent, and to heal your generation, you need to be conscious. When parents become aware of their own childhood wounds and avoid projecting them into their children, the cycle of rivalry breaks automatically. It doesn't project into the future. It breaks automatically. And this is why we are here to say you need to be a conscious parent. You need to be healed from your past traumas so that you don't project it into your children. Now, in conclusion, what am I saying in essence? Sibling rivalry is not destiny. It is a dysfunction born of unaware. When love is balanced and affirmation is constant, siblings can become each other's strengths, not threats. They don't see each other as competition. Parents hold the key by being conscious, fair, spiritually aligned. Then they turn rivalry into reunion, and comparison into compassion. There is no longer competition in between these. A home ruled by comparison becomes a battlefield, but a home ruled by love becomes a kingdom of peace. We need to be aware as parents. We need to carry our children along. We need to be their guidance. They have been given to us to nurture, and we need to nurture healthy children with the affirmation that we are growing a full-grown adult that will be stable, mentally stable, financially stable, psychologically stable, and emotionally stable. These are things we need to inculcate into our upbringing, into our training, into our parenting skills. Don't compete, don't compare, and don't give them any unnecessary triggers to what compete with each other. All stars shine differently, and children are like stars. They shine at their own convenience. They have their own uniqueness. And sibling rivalry has been a tough way, a tough word, a tough topic that people have been avoiding. This is why I'm mentioning it today. As a Be Conscious coach that I am, I'm trying to call the attention of parents that sibling rivalry did not just start in a day. It starts and it keep piling up and piling up and piling up when you as a parent, you are not being aware. There is no self-awareness, there's no self-consciousness within you on how you treat each children or each child. If you treat them equally, there is no reason to compete or look for connections to love, to get love. There's no need to prove their worth, keep proving their worth to get love from you. These are things that we need to do. These are things that we need to give openly and easily. Children don't need to beg for love. They don't need to beg or compete for love. They need to see it as something that is given freely, and it doesn't affect their relationship between each other. Because whatever it is you do as a parent, if they see it that one child is being favored more than the other, the children bond is going to start breaking and getting thinner, and when it gets to a particular age, it splits away, and that's where sibling rivalry kicks in. We've had a case of siblings where they start to sabotage themselves spiritually. They go into spiritual places to hinder each other, to even hinder their growth, their self-growth, like it's a sister sabotaging the strength or the destiny of the other sister or the other brother. So these are things that are not supposed to be done. These are things that we are supposed to avoid, because sibling rivalry has been in existence for so long, and it's not just started. It started with having a favorite child, favoritism in a child, comparing a child to another child. So with this, I would say thank you so much for coming today, and I hope you learned a whole lot. You pick something what I said today, that you don't compare, you don't give favoritism, you make your children feel even. My name is Alalade James once again. I am your Be Conscious coach, and I take pleasure in talking about children. See you some other time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye for now. Catch you guys.